Hey everybody, welcome back to the RGR Football Channel. My name's Daniel Harms, film analyst here, and today we are going to go over what happened Thursday night against the Chargers, do a little bit of star searching, really what it came came down to. The Chiefs stars showed up in a big way on Thursday night, making it possible for the Chiefs to come back from that deficit in a game where the offense really did have a lot of things going for them, but timing issues didn't work out well until the fourth quarter and in overtime. They really were able to move the ball well, almost at will. To be honest with you, they didn't necessarily expect the Chargers to do as much one high and man coverage, some blitzing that I didn't see coming from the Chargers either. So I think they took some aggressive, calculated risks in playing man coverage and having some blitzes with man coverage behind it, and it didn't work out for the Chargers at all. The Chiefs manipulated that and were able to get their stars open in preferable situations. And like I said, we're going to go over that. I'm also going to try to work in how some of the COVID issues with Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs might still be able to use some of the same concepts with the players that they have. So let's go ahead and jump in because there's a lot to unpack, and I really think that the Chargers didn't necessarily help themselves out in this game. So like this is the very first drive in the game, one of the great plays that really show you that the Chiefs have been working on some of these cover two beaters, okay? So you already noticed before anything, you have these two deep safeties, okay? So what does that tell you? That everybody else underneath, is in a preferable situation. Now, corner, slot player, and then you have this divided in half center. So you got two guys out here that they can make a play on the ball if it's thrown this way. Linebackers, and then you have another corner to this side. Obviously, the Chiefs like to use motion and manipulation since they can tell that it's going to be more of a cover two situation. They're able to create a favorable matchup for Travis Kelce. Now, how do they do that? The motion moves some defenders over a little bit, but it doesn't bring someone specifically with Travis Kelce. So you just have this linebacker, number 44, kind of shading Travis Kelce as he moves over, and then you have outside leverage, on Tyreek Hill with this slot player. So the Chiefs are just gonna run just force some coverages to show themselves, okay? And since they have such ability to use what's called gravity, the gravity that defenses give to Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, the speed and the respect that they give based on the player, they're able to manipulate, even with a guy like Demarcus Robinson out here, the coverage into a favorable position for them. So right here, this is where we see exactly what the Chiefs are doing, because even with all of this space to work with, there's nobody that has the floor to Travis Kelce, because this corner on the outside can't come here. Okay, he can't come down and try to fill this gap that Travis Kelce's in, because Mahomes is going to earshot this throw to Demarcus Robinson on a line, because the safety, as good as he is, he's still moving backwards and would have to redirect himself this way to get to that ball. Okay, that's what's happening here. So you understand as a quarterback that one of these two inside the proverbial box defenders has to make a play on the football here. And with Tyreek Hill kind of taking some of this out, you move this guy who is going to be closest to the football at the end of the day when this ball comes out. You move the closest defender, you continuously move this guy, and you create this triangle of defenders, okay? You're going to have two players inside close to this triangle, and Travis Kelce is just going to kind of run underneath, okay? And it creates just enough space for this ball to be thrown, and then the location of said throw is what makes this a first down. All right, so let's go back through one more time so you can see it at full speed and how the Chiefs manipulate it into making it a positive gain for them. In 2nd and 13, they create a first down. Now, why was it a first down? Even the throw was behind the sticks, right? It was behind the sticks. So we're going to slow this down a little bit, and I'm going to show you how Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's, their relationship generates more than just excellent plays after the catch, okay? Right here, this ball location, This is what makes Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's relationship so special. So it's an understanding of both players understanding that Mahomes doesn't want to get Travis Kelce hit. Okay, so if he throws this ball to him going this way, all right, he's going to get probably smacked pretty good. But if you throw it against the grain, this defender is traveling this way, and you know that number 44 is going to come underneath based on the leverage of the other defender in the area. If you throw it between them, which he does here, and let Travis Kelce naturally find his body, let his body find that football, he can create a first down as well as not get a head-on collision. All right, like that's what makes them special. This little tiny throw on 2nd and 13 makes it so Travis Kelce can't get hit, and in the process creates a first down because of the ball location. And Kelce's understanding of where the ball is, putting him out of danger, also knowing that where that ball is, he can then create after the catch. Like that's next level stuff, and what no one ever covers it when they're talking about these guys' relationship. So we're going to throw one of the catches of the year in here for the review because I just can't not watch it. It's so much fun to really dissect, to talk about. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I do want to analyze here exactly what the Chiefs did and how they were able to notice that they had this free shot play. So yes, you have Travis Kelce motioning from outside to inside. So what do you see here? You have a condensed formation and a single high deep safety. So what does Andy Reid do? What does Patrick Mahomes have him do? They have two receivers with speed on the outside. This really should be an out and up on both of their parts because you have all this space to work with, and you know that the safety can't get to pretty much either of them if he's going to be playing deep middle. So Tyreek Hill is going to run this out and up, and McCole Hardman should be doing the same thing, but he does not run the exact route. He still finds a way to get open, but he doesn't. He runs more of a stutter and go, like a half effort attempted to fake the outside and then go upfield. That's really more of what he runs. But like I said, this is understanding that deep safety is not going to be able to get the speed guys on the outside with the ball. And then, yeah, it's a bit of an underthrow because I think he's more of just taking a shot, understanding that, yeah, it's 3rd and 10. I'm probably going to be able to get a pass interference call at the very least, and then he does. And not only did they get the call, but Tyreek Hill comes down with the ball because of his ball tracking, because of his ability to find it backward, to reach back to it. And that corner was in such a bad position because he already had beaten him upfield with his speed. He's having to try to get back so fast that he can't do anything but try to hold Tyreek as he comes back to the ball. So I'd like to see more underthrows in this type of situation from Patrick Mahomes, just because as the rule is currently written, it's favorable to the wide receiver. But also you're using that corner's leverage against him. If you throw that ball closer to underneath but to the outside, have them come back, you create big plays. You can still create big plays if you find those one-on-one matchups on the outside, but you don't have to always lead them. I know you want to because you want the big play and you want the touchdown. But if you can, it was 3rd and 10 there. So if you can create a big play and possibility for, a pass interference, I'm all for it. But I liked the ability to obviously see that and then go for it. Tyreek obviously made a incredible catch. This is another one of those insane throws that it's so much fun. I do apologize about the little hiccup in the video, but the Chiefs are going to use exactly what they did earlier in the game. The very first clip that we saw with Travis Kelce running this almost little over route from a bunch position. So he's still motioned from right to left, and he's going to run almost the exact same route. But instead, they're going to have Byron Pringle work a deep over route across the middle of the field, and they're going to have Tyreek instead run behind these guys to the corner. If you watch Byron actually gets open, okay? He gets open downfield for a touchdown. But the throw here is based off of manipulating the corner's gravity once again, this time using Travis Kelce to open up Tyreek Hill. They can do a lot of these same things if they work the field with Noah Gray and McCole Hardman and Byron Pringle specifically. Those three guys have to have a big impact if Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill don't play. They have to get that spacing down. They can still do some of this, okay? Right here. They can still do that with Noah Gray. Just have him run there. This is going to be where McCole Hardman has to come in to be able to play this. And hopefully they respect that speed enough here. But you have to find a way to draw the gravity in and create this little bubble for Tyreek or for McCole to get behind. But again, this is a great manipulation of the gravity of the defense, and then you can just plop it down in there over the corners and the all the defenders there. Excellent throw, but like this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. That Byron Pringle was wide open for a touchdown because you have a deep safety who's shaded to the Stars side. We talked about the Stars coming out, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So you have a true single high-ish type of safety who's shaded to their side. And when you have Mahomes staring at this side of the field, this safety isn't worried about McCole Hardman getting deep because he's not showing deep, but that's when you bring this across. They've done this a lot in the past to be able to manipulate those safeties and get guys open because of it. And I'm hoping to be able to see more of that because, again, if you come off of that and throw to the other side of the field, you have to hope maybe that Hardman can prevent that defender from getting to Byron Pringle. But it's a great concept, and using concepts that you've used earlier in the game to manipulate the defense on the other side of the football is so much fun to watch because this is the game where they really executed those plays well, and you're seeing that this situation also is a too high beater. That corner throw based off of, it's almost like a sail concept with a shallow out route and a corner route. It's almost the exact same kind of concept as a sail. And they used it because they had Kelce get that first down early in the game. So nice to see them do that. They continuously found ways to open Travis Kelce up in this game. This is another one of those ideas. It didn't work out, unfortunately, because Lucas Niang gets beaten quickly by Joey Bosa. But the concept, obviously, we're not going to talk about the fumble, whether it was or was it not. But this is the concept, okay? You're just going to have Travis Kelce do what he normally does, get open over the middle of the field. So how do you create an opening when you have two guys that can drop into that coverage area? Easy. You run a drag route, which the Chiefs have shown in the past now. They've put on tape that they will hit those underneath throws now. They will hit that drag route. But you combine it with one going the opposite way coming out of the backfield from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What does that do? So why does it open up Travis Kelce? Because now you have to respect their speed to get open underneath here. You know that you have two guys out here with two wide receivers. So as your middle linebacker responsibility, if this wide receiver comes across your face, you have to take him there. You have to take him there. And then the same thing here because you have Travis Kelce on this side too. So you have a corner that has to have deep responsibility as well, but he can't always get down to that flat. So they manipulated the linebackers here to open them up. This is the drag route, knowing that the linebacker has to come here. Same here. And then it's just pop and throw, right? That's what it should be. But like I said, unfortunately, Niang gets beaten too quickly on that play, and then it's poop gone. Unfortunate for them that ended up being a fumble, and it would have been nice to get the ball out quickly. But Bosa does an excellent job here of doing what he always does, like that forklift almost with his arms. And an excellent pass rush move right there. Just kind of extends. He has that innate ability to extend, but also swipe at the same time. That's why they call it like a forklift. And he just swipes him away and gets underneath and puts the pressure on and gets the fumble. So it's an excellent pass rush. He's an excellent pass rusher, so I expect that out of him. Now, the Chiefs were really in this game near the end because of the Chargers. I'm not going to say inability, but they wanted to blitz them. Okay, they wanted to blitz them, and they did it again here. But this is where Patrick made some things happen, and this is where their stars really started to shine. Okay, so they do bring an extra guy, and they have man coverage on the back end, and you have to hope that your defender, your guys get there before someone gets open. This is where I think that right here, you see Tyreek Hill is coming across and comes down, but I think right here, I can't tell obviously because his I can't really zoom in and see his head. I think he saw Patrick get out of the pocket very, very quickly, and that's when he just pivots back. This special ability to move your hips in this fashion, it's not easy, it's not teachable, and that doing it that quickly, that smoothly, and that the hip sync and the movement from inside to outside, back to inside. He's coming inside, and then he's going outside, and he's back inside. So it's just it's just insane to watch, and it's insane to think about. And I really, really respect what the Chiefs have done, getting such an insane athlete as late as they did, and teaching him to play wide receiver. He's one of the best in the NFL now, and I think that that's just been so underappreciated because he's got such speed. So this is why you can't just single cover Tyreek Hill, because he can do these kind of things. We see it every single week, but for anybody that's watching this that's not a regular Chiefs watcher, that's the kind of stuff that he does. It's so much fun. This is also what he does, because being able to create something out of a negative play doesn't happen very often. I know he only gets 3 yards, but this is a play that goes nowhere 95% of the time, maybe a little bit more than that. And it's the little things that it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but this play was diagnosed excellently by the Chargers. They did a good job flowing to it and getting underneath the blocks. This should have been an easy 5-yard loss, 4 or 5 yard loss right here, blown up. But that it's just special. Tyreek Hill's so special that this play goes for a net positive. Mahomes does a good job of just getting in the way, keeping his hands up so he's not trying to get hurt. And when you have players that can create something out of nothing consistently, this is a consistent basis. Tyreek Hill does that. And he even makes small gains into bigger gains. He makes 3-yard gains into 10-yard gains because of his quick twitch and his ability to reverse field and actually just reverse where he's going. It's special, it's different, and there's nobody in the NFL like him. There's nobody. And I don't know what anyone wants to say otherwise, but he's not. And, Travis Kelce, I think, unfortunately for the Chargers, Derwin James was unable to play a lot in this game, but this is a little bit different in terms of what they were asking of Travis Kelce. So for me, when I watch this play specifically, this looks 100% like it should be a read to Travis Kelce. Like it looks like it shouldn't be anything different when we go forward on this. Like it's special. You're clearing out. You're taking 2 guys to this safety, and you're having Travis Kelce in a one-on-one situation. You're playing iso ball. Again, we talked about it earlier. With the offensive line, the Chiefs do a good job of creating one-on-one situations, even when you're down and close into the red zone area. They do an excellent job. And Kelce gets open for a touchdown. I'm not entirely sure what he's looking at right here, because you should understand by the defensive look, the play call, that Byron Pringle's just taking his route to the safety, and he gets open across the middle here, but you have a linebacker here, unfortunately, in the middle of the throw, and it looks to me to be drawn up that way. I don't know for sure. Like I said, I'm not in the room. I'm not calling plays. I don't really know for a fact, but it looks very much like an ISO situation for Travis Kelce. Maybe it was just him reading it that way, understanding that he's going to have all that space underneath with the outside leverage of the corner. So he comes back out underneath, and Mahomes wasn't on the same page there, but that's neither here nor there. It ends up being an excellent play from him getting open, and unfortunately Mahomes didn't really see that. And I wanted to just show you guys that in games like that, when you need a game, you need a win, and you're down, stars showed up. The Chiefs' stars absolutely showed up in multiple ways, getting open, creating separation, Mahomes having that next level to go to. And I do remember that I was going to talk about the offensive line a little bit, so let's go back, because, how can I not talk about the offensive line? Where is the blitz? I think this might be the play. All right, so yeah, this is the play earlier that I wanted to talk about, because, yeah, we diagnosed everything here to get the big play shot. That's why I wanted to talk about it. You also need time for some of these deep shots. And the Chiefs' offensive line gave it to them. They're going to blitz. We talked a little bit about the blitz, finding the one-on-one on the outside. But this is the interior three on this play are what make this happen, okay? You're going to watch to the right side, Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith pass off a stunt beautifully. Beautiful execution from the stunt. Joe Tooney on the left side doing work on his guy. But I think, Joe, you have Tillery and you have Joey Bosa here that are going to come down and try to stunt, and they go nowhere. That's the execution on the interior that needs to continuously happen on this team to give Mahomes a little bit more time than he needs. You need to find that and get that, and it's an excellent job of doing it, executing it. So no, I apologize. Jerry Tillery's on the outside here, so this is just a different defender coming down, and Bosa's looping inside. Excellent execution up front, knowing where you have to be in your calls. They did a good job of having chippers. Again, knowing a blitz is coming, they chip very well. They got there. Obviously, Niang is still working in a little bit. I think he, unfortunately, was given a little bit too much space with Nwosu here, who does a good job of inside-outside, slap, rip, and gets away. But again, Mahomes had that time, because the idea from this blitz is to create that inside pressure. Specifically with Bosa coming down inside, you want to get a free rusher somewhere here on the inside. If you're having it from the outside, it's just not enough. It doesn't create a big enough problem. So the Chiefs' stars, including along their offensive line, showed up in this game against the Chargers. And schematically, that's what the Chiefs have to continuously do, is execute the scheme. Because this is still the kind of stuff they've been running all season. And we're seeing it kind of start to come alive a little bit here at the end. And now, the Chargers situation was a little bit different because they had the backs against the wall. They had to execute, and they did. They still turned the ball over 2 times in that game. Nothing you want to see. Mahomes, that bad interception where he really should have seen Nwosu sitting there. He'd been sitting on it before. And they needed to do a better job of that execution. But when it came down to the nuts and bolts of this game, in the end, when they needed those possessions to win, they schemed up their guys. They found the right matchups. They found the matchups against man coverage, and they executed and they exploited the problems that those two guys create. Now, not having Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill creates a lot of problems, obviously, because you don't have that one singular guy that say, take him or take them away and then make everyone else beat you. Right now, I'm wondering if defenses maybe will play a little bit looser and not necessarily play as much one high and play a little bit more man coverage. That's when you're going to need Noah Gray, Byron Pringle, McCole Hardman to execute, to be in the same spots when they're supposed to be, to have the routes a bit crisper. You need to be able to break off some of these corners and create that early separation. Otherwise, you're going to see blitzes coming all night, and you're going to have to get open against man coverage. And I'm not so sure that McCole Hardman and Noah Gray are up for that yet. I've seen Byron Pringle do it. Everyone else has to do it. I think we're going to see a bit more Clyde Edwards-Helaire targets, a bit more of his routes, and ideally you want to see him have a nice game on the ground. If you can work some more play action into this game, that way you can have some of these concepts. You can create a little bit more time for Patrick Mahomes. You guys saw the Chargers do that a ton. They ran the ball effectively. They had a ton of 12 personnel sets, and they executed the run game, and that play action off of it gave him more time to find players downfield in the intermediate spots. That's what the Chiefs have to do against the Steelers if they don't have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Now, we knock on wood to get rid of all that stuff. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me for this film review. I'm hoping you guys found it informative. If you guys have any questions about something that I covered that you didn't understand, hit me on Twitter at InHarmsWay19 or in the comments section down below, and I will answer it. Again, you guys so great supporting us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Seth will be with Ryan. They're going to talk more about the COVID stuff. Hopefully we have some more positive news. I know that today there were no more positives. That's going in the right direction. So let's hope for that. As of right now, the game is still on Sunday, so we're just going to have to wait and see. You guys have a great day.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.